What's going on, Frags' chat? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day.
You wanna introduce yourself so they know who you are and tell us your
Yes,
social
sir.
stats
Yes,
and
sir. Yes, sir.
background?
All right. Well, what's going on, Frags' chat? Hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Fever. I've been playing FPS shooters for about 12 years now. I played Call of Duty professionally for another 2 years. On top of that, um, I am currently right now number 3 wraith in the world for season 6.
Oh,
And
number 3.
yeah, I've played scrims, I've played tournaments, I've been Predator
It's
pretty
going
much
good.
every
8-second
season that
gaming.
I've tried to
We're
play
getting coaching by
ranked,
Fever
and
9.
I've
He's
had a
also on
lot of
TikTok. He's the
experience in
number 3
Apex.
wraith in the world
So
right now. If you want
I'm
to head
gonna
over to
be
Twitch
coaching
and check
Frags
that out,
today
he's pretty
and
sick.
helping him out,
Would
and
love to have you.
hopefully we're gonna get him to a, I don't know, just to a higher level. I want to get Frags freaking, like, he's gonna be top 10 Pred tomorrow. That's the whole idea.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Do you want to do like ranked? I don't know if you had something like specifically planned, like that you wanted to do, or like.
So the first thing that I want to start with is actually firing range.
Okay.
So if you could go ahead and hop into firing range,
Yep.
we will be in a good spot here.
All right. I'm going right now.
Okay, so so for this season, what are your go-to loadouts? Like every single, like when you log in basically and you're like into a game, what are the guns you're picking up right off rip?
If I get my choice, it's gonna be the 301 and Mastiff, or the Volt and Mastiff, or the Prowler and the Mastiff. Everything in the Mastiff, basically.
Okay, so let's grab the 301 and let's get a purple attachments for that minus the barrel. So let's go purple mag and purple stock with that in whatever sight you want. Probably just like a 1x red dot.
Not the barrel. Oh, I'm in the heavy. No wonder I can't find it. Alright, we got it.
Nice. Okay, so what I want you to do is let's start with this. So the blue target that's closest to you, I just want you to shoot that and not miss a shot.
I
So
think I
the
did
little,
that as you were telling me to do it.
yeah, the little blue square. I mean, also I have natural twitch delay right now too, so you know, forgive me if I'm a little behind. Very nice. And then I want you to move back to the 3 back there. I want you to shoot the one behind that and don't miss a shot.
Very nice. Can I do the one behind it? No, I can't.
Okay, so your recoil control is on point. I have really nothing to say about that. You're in a really good spot in terms of your recoil control.
Oh, I can hit the farthest one without missing.
Let's go. Yeah, you're on point. So there's just judging off of like how you just did recoil control and how you know, kind of, it seems to me like you have a lot of experience with 301, which is a really good thing. So I would obviously, I have nothing to say really about your sensitivity or any of that, because it seems like you're really comfortable with what you have, and that's a really good thing. So you being an Octane main, here's kind of the things that I kind of want to focus on. And I was watching a few of your VODs, the ones that you sent me on YouTube, and I have a few notes for you, which are all positive things. Honestly, you're already in a good spot in terms of like, you have really good game awareness. You also have pretty good tracking, and your recoil control as well. So you're already in a good spot with 3 of those things, which is really good. What I want to focus on with Octane is the way that I coach certain characters. So like, let's say you have defensive characters, right? So let's take you know, Caustic and Gibby for example. So Caustic and Gibby, they're defensive characters. So the way that I coach people that, you know, play defensive characters is I actually tell them to play them offensively. So for Caustic, for example, what I would like to do is, you know, I'll tell people to push with his traps, push with his ult, you know, get really used to, you know, going into buildings and taking buildings and, you know, overtaking the team using the kit that he has been given. So with Octane, him being more offensive player, what I'm going to tell you to do is use him in a more defensive way. So Octane has an interesting kit, very interesting. It's very kind of linear in terms of, you know, how he's able to strafe and, you know, take fights and stuff like that. So what I want you to do is with his jump pad, it's pretty simple. So I never want you to run away with his jump pad. I want you to always, and I noticed in one of your VODs that you sent me that you did this, always use his jump pad to take height, and always use his jump pad in order to reposition your team. Okay, so that's a really good thing that you're going to be able to use in terms of, you know, getting Octane to a place where he's actually really beneficial. So in terms of his stim, what I want you to start doing is I want you to start saving your stim, okay? So I don't really want you to stim into fights. What I want you to do is kind of save that stim, run at a kind of a, I guess, quote unquote, normal speed with your team, you know, always having awareness of, you know, where is my team, where am I pushing? Because Octane, the reason he gets a bad rap is because he's usually so fast that he's into the fight first. And, you know, regardless if you do 100, 150, 170 damage, you know, it doesn't really matter because at some point you're gonna have to back out of it. So what I want you to start doing is kind of using his stim during the fight, right? So while you're shooting, you could hit stim and start strafing. So go ahead and hit your Q and then kind of strafe left and right. Yeah, exactly. So you're already in a good spot with that. With his strafing, you know, I want you to understand that when you're in that stim, if you hip fire while you're in stim, it's going to be really, really good for you to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say crouch spam because I don't mean it like that, but just put yourself in a place where you're harder hit. Your biggest goal with Octane is this. You have the luxury of having this Q or this tactical, right, in order to make you faster than any other player that's in the lobby. So in order to get the most out of that, the biggest mistake that I see people make with Octane is they use it in such a linear way. You have the luxury of using one of the most, in my opinion, creatively capable legends in the game, right? So you're able to use his Q to push fights, push you know, high damage shots. You're able to use his Q to back out of fights. And what I want you to start doing, like I said, just to reiterate, I want you to start using his Q in a defensive way rather than an offensive way, which is very, you know, like off kilter to what people do already with Octane. Okay, so what it's going to end up doing is I just want you to use his jump pad to reposition, take height, right? And then I want you to start using his Q in a defensive way, so push regular speed towards the team. Now, obviously, you know, the one exception to that is say you, you know, say you laser somebody, purple armor 170, and he's 30 health, right? So with that, you can push off that. But you need to, because you're Octane, because you're so fast, you need to have a stunning amount of game sense of where your team is at in order to get the best play possible, okay? So I don't see any issue in terms of, I was actually going to look at your sensitivity and stuff like that. The way that you're already controlling recoil is perfect, and I actually don't want to change that. Because you're honestly playing well, and if it works for you, that's what I always tell people. In terms of sensitivity, you know, people always ask, you know, what sense do you play? You know, what are you doing that? You know, and I'm not even just saying me. I'm just saying pros in general. You know, people are always asking Hal, you know, what sensitivity, you know, exclamation point sense. And what it comes down to is like what works best for you, and what you have going for you right now is what's working best for you. So I think you're in a really good spot there. I don't know if you've ever tried using a colorblind filter.
I haven't, but I've had people talk about that. Should I try that? I don't even know which one to use because there's a couple on.
Yep. So what I would recommend is going Tritonopia. It's the last one.
Let's see.
It should be under gameplay, maybe. It should be under gameplay. I could be wrong.
Oh,
maybe
no,
it
you
is?
found it.
Okay.
I feel like it looks the same, right? Oh, it changed
Yeah,
the dot.
but exactly. So, little backstory of why I use colorblind. I've been using colorblind filters. I've been using colorblind filters since Call of Duty. Since they, you know, whatever. I don't remember what COD like enabled colorblind filters. But the reason I do this is a very simple reason. It's actually a real life reason. So people in the military.
That's me.
Frag out.
Are you actually in the military?
I was a Marine, yeah.
Oh, let's go. That's what's up, baby. So that's incredible. So a lot of people, you know, especially like higher branches like the Navy SEALs and stuff like that, they prefer using reticles that aren't red. So very commonly green dot sights, yellow dot sights.
The infantry's AIR is green.
Exactly, and the reason that is because A, it's easier on the eyes, B, it's easier to track opponents, and C, it's actually it's a little more forgiving than a red dot sight. Red in general is really harsh on the human eye, so if you take that sort of like I guess the best way to say it is if you take that sort of kind of ideology towards Apex, it still applies. With a yellow dot sight, it's going to be easier for you to track opponents. It's going to be easier for you to see, especially more red characters. And what I mean by that is like, you know, take a Bloodhound for instance. If Bloodhound ults, you know, he has like sort of this glowing red aura about him. If you get, you know, your dot sight, it's going to be so much easier in order for you to track these people. So I would highly recommend it. If you don't like it, you know, what it comes down to is what you like. So, you know, I see you're B-hopping. You're already doing a good job. Just make sure, what is your jump scroll on?
Up scroll.
Up, so that's perfect. So the key with that is, you know, don't spam it. Just kind of, you know, oh, you're already B-hopping. You're good.
Yeah, no, I've actually been practicing this because you talked about it, and then I was like, I need to figure out how to do this. I don't want to wait until Saturday. And so I found someone who knew how to do it, and they were like, oh, it's easy. You just slide, jump, heal, and then...
Yep. Come on. That's 100% right.
I mess it up sometimes still. Yeah, B-hopping and wall jumping have been something I've been working on a lot.
Yeah, you're doing a phenomenal job. So, and that's another thing that I want to mention too, in terms of, you know, wall hopping. Again, I want to say this, because, you know, I think Octane gets a bad rap, and I think there's reasons for it. I think he has, like, a very interesting player base where people don't necessarily know how to use him well. But, you know, you have the luxury of hitting this one button, this Q button, right, that allows you to run so fast. And if you incorporate a wall bounce into that, you know, when you're escaping a sticky situation, it's going to be super, super good for you to kind of gain any extra distance. So that's really good. The only other note that I want to make while you're in the firing range, and then we'll move on to a game, is that I want you to be, when you're hitting that jump pad, I want you to be super, super, super aware of when you hit double bounce, because right now, when you hit a jump pad, it's very, very easy to track, and you need to keep that in mind. You know, so yeah. So you got to make what you the key around that. Excuse me. The key around that is very simple, right? So they've given him this buff that allows him to double jump. So you have to make that double jump less predictable. You need to make that double jump very sporadic. You need to change your direction.
Did you cut out? What happened? You disappeared.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. You were like right in the middle of a sentence. All of a sudden you went silent. I was like,
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why.
No.
You're good now.
That's
I
so
see
weird.
you just fine.
Okay. So basically what I was saying is that you know, just make sure that double jump is as sporadic as possible, so it's harder for you to track. And the whole point of the jump pad is just, it's very simple. You need to get from point A to point B in the quickest and most efficiently way possible. And I think you have already a good grasp on that. And yeah, so I think we're ready to start a game.